Hello, good morning, happy Friday. Always nice to be the end of the week. Ready for the weekend, especially after, well, for me, it's been a short week since I got Tuesday off. And Zilby's down here to join with us too. Shromp, hello. How are you doing today? So we are starting off with some tests that are not the tests that we worked on yesterday, but broken. Been very productive on your Knicks things. Nice, excellent. That's good to hear. I just woke up, so I'll find out how productive we are today. But of course, being Friday is always nice. I'm, I mean, essentially, we're done with the tests. So I wanted to do a little bit of reset on, well, see if I can like tweak these tests a little bit more since they're red. Do a little bit of reset on zellij, and then maybe try to set up some of the alerts. I noticed that Twitch alerts had sent me several emails saying like, "Hey, this is a feature. Do you want to try it?" So I played around with it a little bit last night, and it looks exactly like Streamlerts, except now it's in Twitch. So that might be good. I'm not exactly sure which ones I want to set up. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of possibilities. All the normal ones, so like followers, subscribers. There's some other ones too. We can do goals. I've never set up goals on this channel though, so we have to come up with like what would those be? What would rewards for those be? Things like that. And then if we still finish with time, then we'll just start working on course planning. And of course, we have Zilby here. Okay, so what are you yelling about? Accessibility. Yeah, this looks like it's a waiting problem. So wait for timeout, and then lots of evaluates. So as a learner should not. Okay, so I think we forgot to add in create tags, create articles, create course, create tags into accessibility too. So we need to add those in. Okay, so tags I think we already had, so it's more of create course rule author create article. We do our intercept GraphQL. Then we go to wait until the network is idle, and then wait for. Now I had this as wait for 150, but maybe I should wait for a little bit longer. I could also try a different one here. What if I wait for DOM content loaded instead? Let's try going a little bit like a quarter of a second. It always seems to be Firefox with the accessibility tests. And it's not loading stuff. So that makes me wonder. And so we can see, okay, so it loaded in that page and suddenly what's this one? So for timeout, that waited. Route fulfill. Yeah, main landmark. So it main landmark is something like a literal main tag. It's and everything else is fine. Okay. So I don't think that the DOM content loaded was right. Unless there's like another wait for, but I think wait for like lets the page load. I grab the page and do that, so one would think that that would work. I mean, I can't imagine that. Sure, why not? The real Enrico Palazzo, hello. Where's Rust? Rust is what we're testing. We're testing the Rust. Did I save this? I think I saved it. How are you? How are you doing today? You see WebKit fixed, but now, yeah, Firefox seems to be giving us more problems right now than WebKit, which is um, that is a thing to say. Oh, okay, you're going through the Axum course. Nice. How do you like it? I don't remember if I gave you the warning, the let you know that the versions are different because like a new version of Axum came out, but I didn't go through and like update all the early videos. I just added new videos to the end saying like, "Hey, here's some updates." Uh so that usually where people run into problems is things like, "Oh, the router doesn't work." Okay, so what's this? What are you feeling? Create account. Cannot create an account without a password. Again, it's like just nothing loads. Get by email. Oh, that's a really good idea. I should definitely write that down. Yeah, skip forward to the solution. Hold on, let me basically add add it's not really comment, add description to Axum routing video. Uh, is it the routing video or is it the? I think it's the better. I think it's the better architecture video. To take a look at Axum. And then it's also handling HTTP methods. Okay. So yeah. So all right. Handling HTTP methods. To Axum handling HTTP methods. To go take a look at the chapter 45. So video chapter 5 in the playlist. I've seen a bunch of people use that little thing where it like shows a little window in the top right. Hey, go to here, and I think that's something you can do in YouTube. I'll have to play around with that, see if I can like add something like that in there, like a card or something. So it's in the video itself, so you don't have to go look at the description, because I know a lot of people don't look at descriptions at all. And if you're watching and have autoplay on, you can go the entire way without ever looking at any text. It's just the video itself. Oh, and the real Enrico, you're yeah, okay. So we were chatting um uh yesterday on in Bunnyville. I go back and forth on like, it's the same username, but it's really the same. Is it really you? Sometimes I'm not completely sure, because I know that people can take whatever usernames they want. Okay, so cannot create an account without a password. So Firefox now. You're the fake evil twin. Nice. Okay, so create account spec. And create account spec. And this is cannot create an account without a password. And basically it couldn't find the thing, so we have to await page dot wait for timeout. We're currently on 500 as our timeout. So we got that one, and then you cannot create an account with a password. That doesn't match requirements. That's interesting. The timeout exceeded. Waiting for which one? Get by email type. Oh, it's probably the same thing. I need to wait for a little bit for the form to fill up, because like look at that. That's lovely. Okay, so cannot create an account. The password, that's we'll create that. We'll do YouTube. Okay, let's see if that makes you happier. So far, this is the only thing that really makes me even like maybe slightly hesitant about Playwright. Everything else I really like about it compared to something like Cypress. But I don't have these problems with Cypress. Okay, so let's run them all, see if that's helpful, and we'll go ahead and commit these. So this is tweaking timings for tests. So maybe nothing's fail. Oh no, we had a failure. Create. So what is this? This is accessibilities. Create article as author. Should not have any problems. Great. It's like every problem that you could possibly have. Ensures each HTML document contains a non-empty title clone. Oh, that's fun. Now that makes me wonder: is should we go to login and change that from network idle to like DOM content loaded? Oh, now I have to wait for everything else to finish. Let's. This is a bit confusing. So you're not touching the Rust code, but only trying to write the TypeScript code to test everything. Yeah. So, have you done? Well, have you done like integration testing before? Like, so this is not unit testing. It's very different than that. It's integration testing from a like, does the entire system work? And it's not end to end testing either. It's somewhere in between. So what I'm doing is I'm spinning up the entire server, and then I'm taking this tool, Playwright, and I'm saying, okay, use the web application as an actual user. So like load up the browser, go like navigate to it, and then click on things, load up pages, make sure that the HTML is correct, make sure that the WebAssembly and JavaScript that's created is correct. So in a way, I'm not touching the Rust code, but I'm touching the end result of the Rust code, and I'm making sure that everything's working from an end user's perspective. So Rust can't sort of like convince it, oh yeah, it totally work, but then later on it doesn't. And it's also testing this across all the different browsers, which is obviously annoying for things like Firefox when it just doesn't work for reasons like this. And it's always like new ones that I find here, where it's like, oh look, I didn't put my timeout in there, so now it's having trouble. Spanish Pear, hello, good morning. How are you doing today? Unfortunately, playwright bindings for Rust, official ones, aren't planned. I'm not really surprised. There's a lot of like Rust things that aren't planned. Uh, maybe if Rust web development becomes more popular, we're going to start seeing a lot of tools start being made for it. That's what I'm hoping, is that WebAssembly gets really popular and then people start building tools for it. Yeah, it absolutely will be exciting times. I think what I'm most excited about is the ability to create, like, if there's a framework, or maybe not even a framework, maybe a library that allows us to create web components, like capital W web components, then that would allow us to do some really interesting refactor things or rewrite things, with web applications. So imagine this: you can create components in Rust that compile to WebAssembly, but then you also turn them into web components, including with like the functions and everything else. They're fully isolated with CSS and HTML inside of them. And then you can import those into your React project, your Angular project, your Vue project, whatever project, or even other Rust projects. Now, you want to rebuild it in Rust, instead of having to do the entire thing in Rust all at once, you just rebuild that one little tiny piece of the tool, and then you import it into your existing framework as a tag, as a component, and then just slowly everything can become a Rust component. That sounds like the way to go. I don't know how easy or hard that is though. Web components are not easy to make, and there's not very many good tools for making them too. So maybe someday. Cannot create an account without a password. Come on. So what is this? This is create accounts. Just, yeah, without a password itself. So this one here. So we do. I have this timeout. Oh, I put my timeout on the wrong side. That would do that. Okay, all of you are happy. Create article. I didn't really let you have a chance to finish, but okay, can now, so this is end to end. Create article spec. Can navigate to the create article as an author. Okay, which is in the authors, okay. And it's the same thing. So go to slash. Let's wait until, let's try this other one. Let's try dumb content loaded and see if that's any better. Okay. Okay. Oh, WebKit finally. Okay, so Safari now. Great. Cannot see the create course link. What happened? Wait. There's no. Okay, did I just cancel it in the middle of it, and that's why I might have canceled it in the middle of it, so it just reported failure. Yeah, it's happy now. What are those other specs? Home login tag spec? Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I have login page. Okay, these are simple ones. I haven't run these in a long. I haven't manually only run. It's like isolated run those in a long time because they just always work. The thing that I think that bothers me the most about integration tests is flakiness. There's a way for to set playwright to like rerun tests like X number of times. So I think 3 times is really good, and then that helps with flakiness type stuff. And then if you set things up, you can run them like every couple hours, maybe on production and other stuff. We could use boundary testing. So I'm playing around with that with this one. So I'm not actually spinning up a real database or anything else. I'm just saying, hey, the database and API are tested separately. So therefore, uh, that this thing doesn't need to worry about that. I should be testing the contract too, but I'm not. I'm not doing that yet. I want to spend some time learning about that first. But okay, tests are passing again. Make tests pass. All right, let's push that up, and then I'll wait until the next time to play around with that. So, in the meantime, what did I? Right, we're gonna do a little bit more zellij setup type stuff because we're now sort of like, okay, we're done with testing that. I want to play around with some like in between stuff before we move into stream to working on course building stuff and showing you what to have there. So let me. All right, let's exit out of here and just exit out of everything, and we'll exit zellij. Okay. All right. So in zellij, to configure it, I pretty much don't have any because if I do, yeah, I don't have any configuration file for zellij. So I'm pretty much using vanilla plain everything set up. Uh, what I do have is this layout here. So if we open this up, and this is the default layouts that I have. So what you saw previously was, okay, we have like a dot files tab and an LMS tab, the YCL tab. I was playing around with monorepo and games locker. I finally figured out how to make the current working directory work with the relative files. So I had created this file and then copied over from my other profile, and that obviously doesn't work for anything. So now we can figure these things out. Plus, I learned some other really cool stuff that we can do. So what I want to do is take our default and just basically have it be something really, really, really simple on this first one. And then we're going to create another one. Let's split right. So vsplit. I want to create a new buffer, and we're gonna turn this into um we can do lms. So we'll do lms dot kdl. All right. So what I found that I needed is I need the full layout. So we're gonna have layout like that. I need this default tab template, mostly because I do like having the tab list on the top, and then I also like having the status bar. But we can play around with that. I can put them all together. This is a template here, so we can see. Okay, we have a pane size 1. So that's down one character, no borders around it, and then a plugin location. So that's just telling it where to go find the code to run this one, and it's the tab bar. And then I have the other one, which is the status bar down here. Apparently, there's some other plugins that I can use. I think from Zellij, and we can. They have a system where we can write our own too, which might be really exciting. And then children, which is all of these uh, tabs, like go in here now. It's like that's kind of nice. It's kind of interesting. So we could play around with this, but I'm just gonna take you, copy you, and paste you in. Okay, so then I'm not gonna want like a dot files, but let's play with like an LMS thing here. So I do tab name LMS, and then I can also do current working directory equals, and I want this to be go to home/code Brooks builds LMS. So that's the tab. And then inside of here, we'll have maybe like a pane. So I could just do something like that. And it'll be like just a single pane, and we won't really care about that. I want to start with this one, and we're going to play around with it. Here, I'm going to get rid of all of you. I don't need you to have a name. This is going to be just like the default pane that we get. I don't know if I care about doing multiple of these, so I'm just going to just create a pane. Permission denied, because of course I'm not in my own profile. Oops. The same exact problem. All right, hold on. I want to keep you at least. This is a clipboard yank. Okay, so config zellij layouts. Let's. Oh, I do have. Did I create this LMS here? Oh yeah. Okay, so I can update you. So we'll do tab. Actually, I'm curious if I need a tab. Permission denied. Why is oh, because this is root. It's owned by root. Okay. Well, that would explain things. Hold on. Let me sudo change this. Sudo chown. Okay. You are now owned by me. That was been my problem the entire time. Okay, so default, let's tab name, get rid of you, pane. Just create a plain pane in here. Get rid of you. Okay, so for right click, let's open up Zellij. And so we start off with this. We have just a super basic tab. I haven't named that tab anything because I don't know what this is going to be used for. I guess we could just have this always be for layout type stuff, and it opens up in whatever directory we're in right now. But if we want to then add in that LMS pane, so this one that we see right here, and I believe this is even if I'm in my home directory, it doesn't matter. I can do zellij um, action add tab with layout LMS. I think that's it. Oh, okay. So Zelen action. I thought it was add tab. Pika, hello. How are you doing today? Oh, is it? Wait, is it? It's new tab. It's not. It's not add tab. It's new tab. So it's new tab layout LMS, and it grabs this out, and it did not put me into the correct. Did not put me into the correct directory. MFN's games. Hello, hello from Brazil. How are you doing today? And Pika, how are you doing today? I don't remember if I asked you, so I'll ask you again. So that didn't work as expected. Config, zellij, layouts. Okay, so in LMS, I want current working directory to be home code, Brooks builds, LMS. So I found that if this is wrong, it will just not load up. It'll load up wherever you currently are, and that it seems that I think was my problem. So if I put up you, if I go to LMS, it's Brooks underscore builds. So I want to go home that. So home code Brooks underscore builds LMS. That might work. And I can run this from here. So zellij action new tab layout LMS. There we go. And this put me into the correct place. You're doing great. That's great. See, I don't need to be like, I can be just in a window here, or I can even be like in a complete different terminal, and this will control that. So that's really nice. You did some more research on the elephant toothpaste thing. You're definitely being put on a watch list. Well, I mean, as long as they don't, as long as a watch list doesn't mean you can't like fly or travel or do anything else, that's good. Um, I don't know if it's real, but I have heard that you can probably before you would have started doing this, uh, just basically inform somebody like, hey, I am an author, I'm a researcher, I'm doing this for a project or whatever. I just wanted to I just want to get on record that I'm researching these type of things for this other project, and it has nothing to do with this thing. But I don't know. I've never been in that position, so I don't know for certain. Okay, so this creates that. Now with that LMS, there's a few things that we want running, right? Like we want to start the Docker container system. So let's close this and let's like start adding into here. So I want various panes and layouts for this. And potentially we can move me around to that other side again if we want, or we can just sort of stay where we are. So I have a pane And inside of the pane, we're gonna have more panes, right? So we want now split direction, I believe, is default horizontal, which is down, and then I want my first pane to be default split that way. So we're gonna do split direction vertical. I already have a current working directory here, so everything's going to be by default in that current working directory, which is fine. So if I do that, I don't necessarily need a name for this. And then now I can have multiple panes. So I can have pane, pane. So that'll be, if I just do this, oh, it didn't like that. Oh, it's underscore again. There you go. Okay, so that gives me two panes like that. For this first pane on the left, I want more panes going down, and then I also want a size. So I guess we'll do full sized first, so we can sort of like verify that what's happening there is what we want. I want. I guess the first thing we'll do is starting up the database stuff, right? For like Docker things. So we'll do now split direction horizontal. And now I can have, so I can split this up as much as I want. So we'll have a pane name equals, this is going to be our DB, or really it's our Docker. Actually, I don't know if I need a name. I could, here we'll run a command. Oh, I need a different current working directory. So current working directory is going to be home code builds DB. Database. Okay, so go there, and then the command is going to be docker run. No, docker compose. I want this in daemon. I don't actually have to have this in daemon mode. I can just be okay with this resetting and just being in foreground. So docker compose, wait up, something like that. Maybe it's up dash wait. I think I already have Docker Compose running, so hold on, let's fix that. It's Docker Compose down. Okay, so yeah, I previously had Docker Compose up dash D dash dash wait. I don't need the dash D, I don't believe, for this right now. We're just going to use up dash wait and just have this sit here in this pane. Oh, and then right, I almost forgot. This doesn't work this way. I need args equals, and then we do compose, and there's no equals sign here. It's command args compose up. Wait, I forgot about that. I think that'll work. So if we run this, I did not like it. What happened? Args can only Oh, it's not CMD, it's command. It's full command. Like that. There we go. And this just automatically starts running as my command now. So I don't need to remember to go and do that anymore. An interesting thing about zellij that I've learned, if you run a command, as soon as that command ends and it no longer wants to have a window open for it, and I'll show you what this looks like as soon as I do a control C on it. It basically wants to kill the window. So that's the reason why I have it in interactive mode in like just to hold the shell mode, because there's this entire thing will just not work and not be there. You're thinking about trying some game dev with some low level libraries and stuff. That could be fun. I mean, as long as it's not like a super big game. But things like simple games could be a lot of fun to do that with. What type of game are you thinking about? Something something isometric, something something management. That feels like a lot. Have you done game dev before? I don't remember if you told me or not. Okay, so you've done some math related stuff to games. Yeah, if it was going to be like an early like, oh yeah, I'm just like learning game dev type stuff. I've never done it before, then I would probably not suggest that. You know how to render things you think. Well, I mean, if you're doing things from scratch, this stuff with low level stuff. So, yeah, no, all the things that like you normally would be able to turn to aren't available to you. You have to do everything manually. But that's fine. That's I mean, that it sounds like a fun project. I wish I had more time so I can do things like that right now, but time is not a something I have access to. Okay, so this is just sitting here. Now this has exited. So Docker has exited here, and down here we see okay, exit code 0, so it's successful. If I press enter, it attempts to rerun this, or I can control C to exit, and then that just closes the window. So that's a super interesting sort of system to do this. If I start up any command whatsoever, like let's take this other pane here that we have, and I say I just want a command ls. It just runs this exit code 0, and then if I press enter, it just reruns that thing, and that's like my only choice is like quitting it or not. It's not intuitive. It's not exactly what I was expecting it to be, but we can work around with that, right? So oh right, that was the wrong. Okay, so I want this pane. Okay, so we have Docker running here. So that sits with Docker, and then other things that I want to run, I want to compile. I want to start. Okay, so Hasura starts up, database starts up. I want our U component library to start running. So that would be we're gonna have another pane, current working directory. So you component library like that. We'll do command uh, trunk args serve. I wish that I could do more. Can I do more? I haven't tried this before. I guess we'll start with that. Okay, so that brings me over to there. This just runs Control C, and then switch out like that. What if I tried like a git pull first? I don't know if I could do multiple commands. Uh, so what if I were to say like git pull? So I have like a GP, and then I want to do and trunk serve. I did not like that. Oh, and I might be able to do like something like that. That might work. Flint Rusty, hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. We finished testing, as in I'm finished writing the test, and then I'm done with looking through all the flaky ones, and just I'll look through them every once in a while. And we're playing around with some zellij again, and trying to reset some of the how things sort of like look and work. No, okay, so command not found. So it doesn't know GP, which is it's an alias that I have. I wonder if that's. I wonder if aliases that I have won't work. So I need to just change this to get pull. Oh, get okay. Yeah, try to run like the entire thing as a single command. Okay, hold on. So it's get pull. Let's try that. And does not appear to be a Git repository. Okay, cool. A few days ago, I talked about hiring. Nowadays is more like cultural aid than cultural. Cultural ad. So I think about like additive. So ADD. So like math, right? So like I want somebody to come in and join the company, join the team, and I want them to change the culture for the better. I don't want them just to fit in and be exactly like everybody else. If we have to, that's perfectly fine. But I want to make sure that uh, I use that mentally to now be okay to like hire from other cultures or other regions. And I found so like in some cases you might get a lot more creativity from more diversity. What I found the what I found more with is though you get more willingness to think from other people's points of views, because like if if the person I'm working with said like just literally doesn't think the same way that I do, I just have to start thinking about, well, how is this going to affect them in my day-to-day interactions with them? Which is going to affect my design. It's going to affect how everything else is. That cat. See if I can do this without waking him up. All right, you're gonna go for a ride. He loves hanging limbs off the edge of things. He probably shouldn't be getting too much bigger every day now. He's over 2 years old. Sorry, did I wake you up? His eyes are slightly open, but I'm not sure he's actually awake. Nope, he's awake. Oh, that's okay. You thought that was a dog from the cam angle? No, it's Zilby. It's our stream cat. Sleeping all day, playing all night. This is probably what it was. I heard him last night playing a lot. Okay, so um, did that answer the question, Flint, about hiring and culture and like what we're looking for? What I usually try to look for? Excellent. Okay. Now if I do this, now this is not really a problem. I can always like just do manually do like the changes of what what branch we're in. Yeah, it's not. I'm trying to remember where I heard it from. It might have been Simon Sinek. It might have been one of the other sort of cultural thought leaders online. And I remember listening to it or reading it in a book or something like that. And it's like that makes so much sense. And there's other strategies too to sort of like help with hiring and diversity and making sure you don't hire exactly the same people because um it's the real problem with hiring the same exact people is that you just get yes people because you always agree all the time. So you just become yes people, and that's dangerous. It's per company, right? Well, I mean, to me, I'm in a fairly unique position because I have maybe not a unique position. I'm a fairly unique person in that I am I'm that kind of person that will go in and shake things up a bit. Like my specialty is to change the culture in a company better so that way it can become high performing, which means that I'm going to cause drama because anytime you if you want to make things better, you still have to change things, and change is dangerous. Change is different, and that can cause that can make people like scared and afraid. And so I generally do things, and I've had rough times in companies in the past, and I've had really good times in companies in the past, and it all to me I've realized now that I just can't work in a company unless I have somebody in a C level that's got my back because I'm gonna be making waves that reach all the way to the top. Let's get pull. Oh, it says it doesn't like that. Okay, so I don't think I can do two commands in together. That would have been nice. That would have been really nice. And I don't think I can do like a command again. So I can do like get pull command trunk args serve. V. Yeah, I imagine that this is gonna yell at me. Oh, it ignored the other command and say like this is where it's completely useless. Already up to date. It just did get pull. It didn't start the server. And having a window that just doesn't get pull here and I can just rerun that whenever I want isn't helpful in the least. Reading the historical incidents part of hydrogen peroxide Wikipedia page explains why this thing is restricted material. I Interesting. I had no idea. There's probably something really bad, I'm guessing. Um you have this situation at work where you're working on upgrading the framework for a whole month by yourself, and it was done. Your team lead told you to make a PowerPoint to show it to the team, and he assigned his favorite worker in the team a small section in the PowerPoint. Then in the demo meeting, he announced me and him were collaborating on task the whole month. Yep. What should you do from your point of view? So the first thing I always ask every time when this type of thing where it's going to be like a rough conversation or anything else comes up is how what is your ability to handle danger right now in your life? So like for example, the chance of you getting fired from something like what I'm going to suggest is very low, but every time let me back up a little bit. Uh I've learned from my anthropology classes in college that we can't really stop ourselves from like falling back to our, you know, base instincts, like our base minds. So when we go to confront somebody, especially somebody who's in a leadership position, our brains start automatically thinking about worst case scenarios. And so it doesn't really matter that it's a hey, I'm talking to somebody in modern society and the worst that's going to happen is that they're going to look at me strangely or maybe I won't get a promotion. Usually what we think about is I'm going to be kicked out of the tribe and then tomorrow a tiger is going to eat me. Like things like that. Um so it's really hard to convince that part of our brain that hey, we live in a modern society. I have a bank account with a bunch of, enough money in it that I'm okay. So the first thing we have to do is convince ourselves that if something were to happen and we get kicked out of the tribe, that we're fine, that everything will be fine. And usually what that means is right now having enough money to survive until you find another job. So whatever that means to you, if you have that safety net. So if you don't have a safety net, I would then say don't bother. Like you can't you can't help change culture until you yourself feel safe. Does that make sense? It's I know it feels so you don't have to accept it. You don't have to like just say this is my life. I think it's more of like you can basically say like I will change this. I will change this as soon as I am able to. And then use that as motivation to make changes in your life to like get to that point quicker. Like accepting it and then like figuring out how to get to that point where you're feeling safe are two different things. Um Hubadoo, you go straight to upper management. And some of us are capable of doing that, and like I would do that too. Like if I absolutely needed to, I would go right above my manager and up to like other people and talk about it and get myself in trouble. But sometimes I don't get in trouble, and good things happen. Upper management has backed your team lead several times. Covered up. Oh, yeah. So what think of think of this as like a working at a work as much as they want you to think of it as. It's not a tribe. It's not like family. It's not anything like that. It's hello, B Porter. Yes, happy Friday. What a time to tune in. Yeah. It's not anything like that. It's just showing up and doing your and like you're doing a job, you're making money. It's nice if you can gain some like existential like things beyond that. In fact, I would argue that it's like really good for us to have that, but in the end, the company doesn't treat us like family, even if they claim that they are. Collecting evidence part of that suggestion, highly recommended. Always collect evidence and like always you don't have to like mentally think of it as evidence. You could just mentally think of it as like always just anytime that there's like safety violations or like things that trigger your own internal um values and you're like this is not like I don't like this. This is wrong. Um just document that. Evidence or always give get history that but that can be changed. That those can be changed. Um you could always just have a copy of that get history on your own computer. Let's see. What else would there be? Oh, so my favorite statement, something I use a lot as my sort of guiding light. And this I learned from somebody. You learned from somebody who learned it from somebody who was one of the heads of NASA Ames Research Center, and which is always show up to work ready, like prepared to be fired, which is a really like it's a fun way to like say something and get people to like literally have a visceral reaction. I love saying that and like watch people like freak out. The second part of the statement, which sometimes doesn't need to be said, is so that you can do what needs to be done, so that you have the courage to do what needs to be done. Because if you if you can't be fired, then you're not going to be able to confront people and make changes and do other stuff because even if it's not physically dangerous, it's mentally dangerous. And it's important to realize that doing culture change, like going up and confronting a boss and saying your behavior is unacceptable and I want you to change is mentally dangerous. It feels unsafe. And it feels like you're having like some kind of like your body is going to get ready for a fight. You're not going to have a fight. It's just your body doesn't know that. And so therefore it will prepare you for it. Which is the fun part about modern society, that we get to deal with all these things. And it's always easier to search for a new job when you already have one. Exactly. So like if you really need to, if you don't have the money, if you still want to like potentially change things, do a quiet job search. See if you can find even just evidence of being able to find a new job might be able to give you that sort of courage or confidence. And then you can go for that one. So if you've been looking for 6 months and you still haven't found a new job, I wouldn't risk anything in your day job. I would just keep on searching, just like stay as positive as possible. That's where your energy needs to be right now. Some other time you'll be able to be in that position where you can speak up and you can change things. And if any kind of like boss is upset about like hearing that, it's like, well, then be a better boss. That's that's my thought. And that's the thing is like you're that's really good. Like I'm I I would like that's how I would do it too. Work full job, also looking for other chances. Sometimes that's what you got to do. All right, trunk serve. So it feels good venting out. We all need friends. We need places that we can go and we can vent. Um, it's it's important to us because if we don't have that, if we don't have that like safe place that we can go and like talk about how bad things are or good things are too, then we're just gonna become depressed, and that's no fun. It's not gonna get us to where we want to go. All right, so we have trunk serve here. Let's go ahead and run this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have trunk serve, we have Docker. So okay, this is serving YCL, this is serving Hasura and everything else. That's good. What else do I need in here? Let's see. So trunk serve. Do I want? Let's see. YCL trunk serve. Oh, I want to run the code for my own project, right? So I want to basically this again, but instead of YCL this time, it's going to be LMS. So go to the LMS and run trunk serve. So now I can run my code over here. I have the database up and running. I have this up and running. I have you up and running. That's fine. Next thing, let's make this a little bit bigger. I don't need all this room. I want to code it over here. So I believe what I can do is I can say that this pane is going to be size equals, and then I can give it a number of columns, or I can give it a number of like a percentage. So I can say something like, I want you to be, let's see, can I see how many columns? Like, can sort of, if I go, oh, that doesn't help. That's like 1. That's not helpful. Let's say I want it to go like over here. Oh, oh, weird. It's like 30. Or I could just do percent. Let's just do percent. Percent might be easier. Let's do like 15%. Oh, who is Zilby? Zilby is kitty cat right here. So He's an orange 2.5-year-old kitty cat. He's a American like short medium hair cat. He's not any of the like I don't remember like any a domestic medium hair. So like I remember that as being like almost it's not like a interestingly named breed like the what are some of those like breeds where like Persian is like an interesting named breed. This is like domestic. He's domestic cat. He's normal cat. Okay, so pane. I want. Okay, so let's say that this size, we're gonna have this be 15% of the screen, and then this will be everything else. And then I want. Okay, so we need to set a current working directory. So I want home code books builds LMS. So go to the LMS just like the other one. I want command. Let's have the command being helix. We'll run helix. And I think that's all I need here. So if I open you up, you all sit there. That's fine. Now, if I were to do this, I need to be over in the right, don't I? Or we need another set of things over here, and then my code is in the center. That could work too. So we have you running over here. And I mean, like most of my code, if I'm on the right, I'm not going to be blocking very much anyways because it's just the right hand side of things. So I think I'm okay with this. And then if I want to open a window, I can just do like that. That's fine. So I think this is good to set up. Now, if I exit out of Helix, it's like, oh, you're done. Okay, I can press enter to rerun it. It just drops me back into Helix again. So I just want to quit, Control C then. That is that is sort of like an interesting way to think about it. But okay, this is LMS. Now, if I wanted to do lesson type things, I'm not exactly sure what I want those to be at. Each one's gonna probably be different. That's the thing. So I would close you out. Although a lesson would be very similar, I guess I wouldn't know where to go. Sylvia, you hear somebody upstairs? And there he goes. Oh, I know what the next thing would be. So we have that command to create a new tab, and I have one for LMS. So I want to see to my home directory. Go into RC. Let's go down to our aliases, and I want to add in some aliases for zellij. I want to say something like zellij LMS. So zlms. That's going to equal to zellij action new tab LLMS. I think that'll work. Okay, so then if I just open you, let's source zlms. Bam. Nice. So now in the morning I can open up this a lot easier, and things just start happening really quickly. Okay, so that's that out of the way, which means okay, alerts. Um, alerts is the next thing. So this is a new thing that's being delete that test alert thing that I have. Let me see if I can open up this as a new window. I think this is gonna be fine. So let's do alert box. I'm going to call this simple. So simple alerts that won't bother us. Because I want them to be simple. I don't want to turn into like that type of stream where like have like a billion things going off at the same time and you have no idea what's going on. Apparently I can create 10 alert boxes. So that's nice. I can do stuff in my activity feed. So do I? Oh, I have my activity feed up here on my other monitor, so I can deal with that. And then if I go to edit alerts, now this is everything I think added in. So if I copy this URL, it's nice that they oh, yeah, I need this in my other computer though. Give me a second. Nope, wrong. Open up Firefox up there. Hey, I'm still logged in up there. Nice. Okay. Yes, yes, I know. It's been a while. We're okay. All right, so if I go to alerts, get started, edit alerts, I grab that browser source URL. We're going to open up OBS. I'm going to create a new browser source. This is going to be stream alerts. So I'm going to call this just alerts. Okay, make the source visible. All right. The URL is going to be this new thing. And I guess we'll just leave this default. So that's sitting there over in that top left area. I guess I can full screen this too. And I'm curious. Let's turn off the music for a second. I'm curious whether or not that will give me audio. I've never used any of the like the actual stream alerts from like stream alerts. I have no idea what this is gonna look like. Let's because I didn't actually test this in OBS. I just sort of poked around into here. I can then okay, new follower. I can just do a send a test alert. Did you hear that? Or is that just me? Also, that's really big. And I'm not sure I want that like in the center of everything. So let me try. Oh, I can change. Okay, for alerts. I want to move that maybe like in the top right corner. I made it small. Let's see if this is visible. I'm going to do it again. I mean, that's not too bad. I can't read it from like far away. Is that visible to you all? Doing some number crunching to calculate how much stream is going to be produced. The text could be bigger. Okay, so I think then here we can play with that now. So I can do new follower. We can go to text. So we can go 24. Let's double it. Save changes. I'm also not. What do you think about the noise? I'm not a fan of the noise since I have music going on. So I kind of want to get rid of that, but one change at a time. Oh yeah, that's much bigger. I can see that from this far away. Okay. So there's that. How do you all feel about having your username just followed? I know that it's going to be ironic because any of you who are willing to chat most likely are okay with your username showing up, but curious, like for example, some of you who followed recently or haven't followed, would you are you okay with your username being shown up, or do you want me to like change it to something like um you know new user just followed, something like that? Is that any new follower? You can't answer that question. Most people just do like have the user in there, and I think that's fine. I'm also okay. Yeah, people. I think everybody does that. Ooh, I can customize the HTML and CSS. Come on, don't. Is there anything under there? There's not. Okay, we could do fade in, fade out type stuff. Layout. I can give a little bit of dark. I usually have something dark on there anyway, so I don't really feel the need to have that. We could do text to speech, but I don't think I need to do that for this one. I have some colors, but I'm okay with the Twitch purple right now. Visuals and sounds. Ooh, okay. So I can change the animation that plays. I don't have one. Um, I don't have one, but do I have access? Oh, I don't have the Zilby. We can use like I can get photos like Zilby and we can use that. I don't think they have anything related to coding in here. It's all gonna be just sort of random stuff, which is fine. Oh, I can get rid of the image altogether. Nice. Okay. That means I can get rid of the sounds too. So hold on, let's save that. Oh yeah, no audio. And then there's this idea of celebrations, which okay, so we could do fireworks. Area is video only. Okay, so I was trying to do this, but I wasn't streaming, so I don't think it was doing anything. So if I save you and I send a test alert. Yeah, that would be a bit much for a follow, for a follow. We have flamethrower. And rain. I'm guessing it's going to be the same little stars and shapes just falling down. That's a long animation. Intensity, that's light. I can do okay. Interesting. So definitely not for a follow. I don't think anybody wants like that much bothering for it. So I do that. That shows up in the top right. That's a new follow. I can add a new variant, which I think means that if somebody else were to follow it, like chooses one of them at random, or like it, I don't know how it would choose those, which one it does. But okay, that's follows. Um, Subscriptions. Okay, so we have Prime subscriptions, resubscriptions, and just new subscriber. I don't really get that many subscriptions, so I don't know if I need to like play with these very much. I am thinking about. I mean, I could just leave these as default right now, except maybe remove the sound. Oh, we can do chat only celebration. So if I have a new subscriber, we can do fireworks in chat. How does that work? I did not see any fireworks in chat. Did you see fireworks in chat? I didn't see any fireworks in chat. Also, we need to make that bigger. So this needs to be the 48. Save you. You need to be 48. Oh, you did see it. Okay. Hold on. Let me try this again. Interesting. I wonder if it's because I'm on the dashboard chat. I don't see it in normal chat. Okay. Uh, Text and speech, visuals and sounds. Um, I guess like sound for subscription is it's a rare enough event that I'm okay. Here we can choose. What are you? Channel stream chat. Okay. That does make sense. Here, I'll bring that back. We'll use you. Save changes. 48 at 48, and then we'll make you 48. Save. Um, let's turn off the celebration for that. Okay, that's subscriptions. I'll go ahead and leave those right now. Oh, gifted subscriptions are different. Community gifts and gifted. What's the difference between community gifts and a gifted subscription? Oh, community gift subs at least one. Oh, okay. So if you gift a subscription to somebody else, it plays this alert, which got cut off for me. Oh, my preview froze. It's not a good sign. Oh, that's yeah, that's a full frozen dashboard. So I would need you to be 48. Okay, so gifted that to the community. I save changes. Yeah, I think that's fine for right now. And then an individual gift subscription, and then like there's so many different other ones that we could choose from. But I don't have that many, so I'm just leaving these as default. I wish I could globally change the font. Oh, I can edit multiple. We can just select all. I can edit the font. Okay, so you're all 48 now. Then if we come to here, cheers. Cheering of any amount. Yeah, that's 48. I don't see that test alert here. I see it up in OBS. Hi, welcome back. Did you get food upstairs or did she not feed you? Okay, so I mean, I think these are good. Hype. Okay, if we get raid, I mean, I think we're just gonna keep these and just sort of see how they go. I don't have any charity stuff. I don't even know if I have hype trains. Goals. I don't have any goals. Um, we could come up with some goals maybe. Once I have the LMS going and actually some like courses that I could sell, there could be goals to for like what course to create, and also goals for what like maybe even like giving away, like I'll do a giveaway of courses and that kind of stuff. Also, I need to like create a new chat window because I can't see any of your chats. Well, everything's frozen. And that's still unhappy. Okay, Twitch is loading for me in general. Sort of. It's really slow right now. I'm not dropping frames, so I don't think it's my internet. Okay, I got chat back. Okay. Sissy, what did I miss? I missed cat. Why did this person sell measured Why did this person sells measured in weight rather than volume? I think I missed something. Or is it? Oh no, you're working on the you're working on your potential purchase. Chemistry is hard. I don't even know. Yeah, you're right. Yep. The peroxide stuff. The only interesting things that I've ever done with peroxide is purchase food grade peroxide for cleaning things that like cleaning like mouth guards and other stuff that you want to like put into your mouth, and I don't want to use normal peroxide for that. Okay, so I think I have this. I don't think I need to do anything special to have this actually just start working, right? think it just starts working. Oh, and if it's a follower, I don't think I'll see it. I think, oh no, I won't hear it. I'll see it up in OBS if I look up there. Uh, for everything else, I think it does have a sound, and I need to be listening for it, which I'm not used to that. So we'll see how that goes. And then I think I can just close this window now. And we're good to go. So I guess that's the next question is like, what should we do for stream goals? Should we have a goal, and what should the goals be? What should what should our rewards be? I will think about that. If any of you have any ideas, let me know, and I'll be happy to incorporate them. I wouldn't mind doing some like fun streams too. So that could be a good sort of goal. All right. Then make Zilby wear a costume. I don't want to make that. That feels unfair to Zilby. It's like, congratulations, we got you know we got a lot of more stuff for your owner. Therefore, you need to be punished with a costume. I think the most I'm willing to do is like the a collar tie, like a collar costume. Oh, we could do training for him. Make is a strong word. For a cat wearing a costume, I think make is the right word. But we could do training. I don't have it over here somewhere. I have a clicker. We could do clicker training for Zilby. Slowly get him used to stuff, or maybe put some buttons down here and have him start like try to train him to like press the buttons to tell us stuff. That could be a interesting thing to do with him. Uh, but okay, so let's see. This is done. Okay, so let's start our next thing. Okay, it's 7:46. We have about an hour left. I want. Okay, I need to put. I don't have a. I kind of have a break screen. I have a secret screen. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the main desktop. Where is that? Okay, desktop audio. No. Oh, Mac. Here it is. I'm gonna turn you off, and I'm gonna switch over to my other profile. I'm going to get the. Because I don't think I have it right here, right? What is it? Freeform. Freeform. That's what I've been using recently, and I don't see. Okay, maybe I can share Freeform. Share that. Merge. Can I open this in a new window? Open a new window. Oh, well, it has the same like sidebar content stuff, so that's not really helpful. Okay, so I want that, open that up, open you up. Okay, now I can turn Mac back on. All right. One negative thing, this is like every other whiteboard out there. It is bright. So sorry. Early sorry. And here we are. This is my plan so far for Your eyes. I'm sorry. Clearly, clearly, Pika, you need a lot of hydrogen peroxide to like bring your eyes back up, and you need to make it really strong. So, I'm giving you a an excuse to buy a lot of hydrogen peroxide for just your eyes. I have no, I mean, I don't know if it's going to help. It might make you blind, but hey, it's a reason to buy it, right? All right. So I can't. Is there something I can do to make the background black? Nothing that I do. Like, there's no information. Oh, okay. There's nothing I can do for this. This is a brand new application from Apple. It's not. I think they're still figuring it out. There's not even preferences for this. Also, I'm not sure how to like scroll around. Ooh, no, I'm not sure how to scroll around without using a trackpad. So this is like barely usable on a computer. It's really good on an iPad though. Okay, so what I've been doing with this, I've been using this to plan out what the Axum course is going to be. So this is not the necessarily the order of lessons. What we have is like, okay, we have things on like introduction. I am building out this course to be a what we call a flipped classroom model. So it's going to be you take if you were to like purchase and go in on this, you would take the like lessons on your own. And then the flipped part would be we do like actual like lesson things, which is instead of me doing like lectures, it'd be finding out, okay, where are you struggling with? Where are you having problems with? And let's do a lesson specifically on that. So like the lesson might not even cover any of these particularly. There's no point in me like writing this article or doing anything like that and then just repeating it in a lecture format. That's silly. It's more of like those would be customs. Like that's what you're really paying for then is not necessarily access to this, but access to custom lessons to help you get through this. So these blue greenish ones, light greens, I have these as sort of just like basic lessons, articles essentially. For the purple ones, I have, or like maroon. This looks purple too, but like a very like more bluish purple. This maroon color ones is gonna be has an assessment associated with it. So some kind of assessment, some kind of like project or little mini project thing to work on. A big change I'm going to do is I'm not going to have a project that I work through for it to show you off, and I'm not going to tell you what project to work on. Instead, it's going to be I want you to choose a project to do at the very end of everything and then work through that, and then I'll be there to help. So we might get like vastly different projects, but it'll be more custom to what you want to do. And then, so for example, these are assessments then that correspond with a specific lesson. So I already created Hello World. Um, this is obviously a pretty simple one. I think I created JSON response. And then I think I'm currently working on Mirror API, which is going to handle all of these together. So like you have to take all, you read all these articles, and then you do this to show off like, hey, did you, like, can you do the thing? So if I were to come here, I would want, I would probably want to create a new one of these. Let's write, this is going to be assessment. It's probably going to be like an Axum assessment.kdl. I want to go to the LMS. Let's just copy this. We'll take that. Okay, so tab name. This will be Axum assessment. Now, the current working directory is going to change a lot, right? Because I'm not exactly sure where this is going to go. So I don't know if I want to set a working directory for this. Maybe what I'll go is I'll just go to Brooks builds like this. Oh, and I can create an assessments folder inside of here. That would work. So we'll do Axum assessments. Split direction. Okay, so I bet I'll need some Docker stuff, but I don't need it right now, so I'll just ignore you. I won't need a YCL type thing. I don't exactly know where to throw these yet. So then what I'll probably just do is, I know I need to run, I want to run like tests, I want to run code. So maybe what I'll do is instead of like split direction 50%, I could have like two running back and forth. So we can have split direction horizontal. If I don't have anything that's 50%, and then maybe I want two of them, one to run pane. Maybe this size would be something like 15. Well, no, if I'm running something, I still want to see if it like has any errors. So we're gonna have pane. And then over here we'd have Helix that runs, but I don't know if I can do that right now. So we're just gonna do this. All right, so this is gonna be Axum assessment. Should I have a new one for each assessment? That could be a lot of layouts, but maybe it'd be a good idea. I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll have to create a menu system to like choose which layout I want. Okay, I would really love to be able to like add and change these. I think I need to write a plugin to add these in here. Yeah, maybe. The answer is maybe. That's like the answer for everything, right? Always maybe. Oh, wait. I think I'm peaking again. Hold on. I need to unplug my microphone. And I think, yeah, okay. So we should be back and slightly better. Okay, so you're happy here. This is Axum assessment, which means maybe I won't even do this current directory. So let's just not worry about it. So just a really simple layout for right now. And then if I do go to Axum assessment. All right, that gives us that. And I think I have that assessment in GitHub. I hope that it's public and I don't have it private. Here's our mirror API. Okay, so it is public. All right, so I want to cd to code Brooks builds. Let's take Axum assessments and throw it in here. All right, so this is mirror API. Mirror API is the idea is Mirror API is going to assess whether or not you can, and if we take a look at these, can you respond with JSON? So can you respond JSON from a route handler? Can you take in path variables, and can you take in query variables? So I want you to take in, I guess it's not like true mirror, but it's like whatever you pass in, I want you to pass right back out again. So in the JSON. So I want to say like, okay, you got those, and you just mirror them back out so you can see whatever you sent in. I'm sorry, Zilby, did not mean to wake you up. Okay, so mirror API, I want to start you. So that will be a cargo, probably a watch. Okay, that was taking a surprising amount of time for it to start deciding to run. Okay, so that's running, and then I want these to be tests. So npm test. I want cargo test. I am in the wrong directory. This is in database. I want to be in, so code Brooks builds Axum assessments, Axum test. Okay, we'll do cargo test in here. All right, and we have a failure. Here's what passed you in. Okay, so that's good. I am, for this one, I am experimenting with using actually just like writing all the tests myself. So I'm not using any testing framework for this because I haven't seen one that works really well for backend integration testing for Rust stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Again, I need to change directory. I'm like already too used to like something Zellij just opening to me to be where I want to be. So like maybe I should do a new like a menu system or something. That would make things nicer. So code builds Axum assessment, open up Helix. So if we look at our assessment itself, I had trouble breaking these out into different files and then having them mod each other in. I haven't like fully played around with it too much, but this is just in the test folder. And then right now we don't have two. I think I only have like one major test here. So like here it mirrors what's passed in. I'm creating random data from JSON, but it's not really that random. It's like a random username, which is just literally a random string, a password, which is a longer random string, and then a favorite number, which is a random I32. So like it's not that random. But okay, so I grab I get some random data. I create a random path value for that. I create a random query parameter. I then, here's my URL for that. So we're going to go to localhost. We are going to go for an ID with a random number in here. And then a random a random path parameter right here. So random path. And let's see, so new client, we're gonna post. We're gonna do a post for this, so it's not a get, so it's actually a body being sent in. Send in that JSON, wait for it. And okay, so response status, okay, so get this back. What we should be getting back is this response random data down here, which is I want JSON, path, and a query to sort of show that you've correctly extracted that out and you can send that back out again. And then I assert equal that all the things are what I expect them to be. And so right now, what you're yelling at me about is error decode end of file while parsing a value at line 1. So that's a thing. I didn't get any logs up here. But I didn't receive this. I think what I can do is I can do a cargo test. There's a way to have it print out any log. Oh, I don't have any logs in here, so it wouldn't matter. Assessment line 19. Oh, okay. So this is basically saying like, hey, what I'm getting back isn't matching what I'm supposed to be getting. So let's head on over to the file because obviously that should be better, right? So let's see. We have test assessment, router mod. Okay, so here's my router mirror. So here's my route. I take in a path. I take in a query. Now I'm writing this fully. So I'm like actually writing this as a solution. I'm going to cut a solution branch off of it. And then I'm going to delete everything that I want the learner to do. So every assessment, the plan is to have a solution branch. So you don't like if you're stuck, you can go figure it out yourself. And I'm not worried about people going and just like copying the solution branch over because if you're paying me to learn this and then you choose to just spend your time by just cheating, um, you're not going to learn. And that's not the point. This isn't school. This isn't like where you need a paper. The paper is more important than the learning. Okay, so JSON response data. Okay, so we have the response data and request JSON. So this is coming in and this is what's going out. And I'm trying to return you. But for some reason I'm not seeing this. Let's I guess what we could do is debug this out. Figure out what's going on. So JSON response here. And then I want to debug response here too. Pika, you're gonna head off, brain filled with some math and chemistry and data, and you want to get some sleep. Well, have a great rest of your night or day, and good luck. Continuing to not be put on lists, and hopefully you can make your elephant toothpaste. Um, Pika says bye. I know, cat. He was kind of almost awake, but he made a little burr sound. So, okay. So request JSON. You don't implement debug. You need to implement debug. Okay. So I should now be able to run test and see out like what I'm gonna send back here. But I don't. Are you being called? So we have our router. Nope, post mirror. So I'm definitely posting that. I am now a little bit concerned that it's even hitting this. It's even hitting this. Okay, let's go to the assessment. Ooh, okay. So let's move this status here up here. So that way, if you run the test, you'll find out if you're getting a 200 right away or not. Yeah, okay. There we go. Better feedback. So we're getting a 404 error and we want a 200 error. So, or 200 success. So it's not matching the route. That's what's going on. So it doesn't have anything to do with my router, or sorry, it doesn't have to do with my route handler. It has to do with this route here. So route, and I want to go to this ID and then pass that in. That's not okay. So ID there, assessment. You're going to localhost port 3000. Let's debug the URL and see if we think it is what we think it is. This won't show up in my tests though. What I can do is there's a command we can do. So cargo rust test, so like debug, like print statements. And I forget. Oh, it's this no capture. So an add in no capture to this. Well, look at that. Is that right? That's probably, oh, you know what? So I'm allowing it to choose a random a random something. Um, this path is a question mark. That's probably not right. Now I'm creating this from a random string, I think, right? So generated from a random path value, create random string that's 4 characters long. Random string is literally generate a random string, generate a random character, any random character, which the problem is with this, any random character can also be like an emoji or something. Or like a backspace character. It could be any Unicode character, which is not real. I wonder if I can change RNG to like get a better random. Do any of you use a random generator that actually like creates strings or something? Oh, this is rand. I could use get random crate. Maybe they have something. There's also fast rand and a rand book. I don't think that's helpful. This is all based on numbers, right? Ooh, wait. Repeat the fast rand alphanumeric. Ooh, okay. Um, Stacking, hello. Just run it through random, then pass it to URL safe. Oh, I could like run a URL safety thing. Yeah. Run it through random and then pass it to URL safe. I wonder. So here I'm creating this one. So you're thinking like I just do this continued and then pass it through URL safe, like create a new URL safe function, or is there one that you use? Oh, and did they do no, I'm not thinking. That was something else. Chicago is a million. That's pretty basic crate. Yeah, I would imagine so. Oh, there's a URL crate. I think we've used a URL crate before. Let's go check it out. URL. I want to say that we use this one. It's used a lot. Servo's using it. All right, let's try it out. Superkeeper, hello. How are you doing today? Also stacking, how are you doing? Okay, so I can parse error. Maybe that would work. That doesn't actually show they would have that specific type of post. TGIF, I agree. These last 2 days have been so busy, it felt like you were just working 2 weeks straight. I know what it feels like. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully things will like get nicer soon. Okay, so let's try pulling in URL. So cargo add URL. Okay, let's use URL. Oh, and then so this is something that I need to like restart the LSP every time I install something so I can remember what's going on. Oh, what are we trying to generate? I'm trying to generate a random URL path. So like just something random I that works and's legal in a browser for the most part. Okay, so if I have you, so if I create a random string, I don't know that this is supposed to be that here. So here I want, okay, so here's my URL. I create a random string. What I discovered is that I'm creating it with like some questionable characters because they're not real, like they're not alphanumeric. And I probably want to choose something alphanumeric. Probably. Maybe. Now, if well, I want to do it in the middle there. If I pass this in, so if I like maybe like URL equals URL parse URL, so let's do expect inval error parsing URL. Right, I'm gonna URL encode it. Well, maybe this will URL encode it for me. Maybe. And then let's go ahead and debug this and see what happens. I mean, this doesn't hate it, so let's rerun this. Nope, I don't want to re-add you. Okay, so I still got a 404 because it didn't find the thing. And now this is what it found. Well, it didn't crash when it parsed the URL. That's a good sign. Oh, rand lets you see what it can randomize. Ooh. Well, that's what we opened up the random book. So this would probably be like I probably should have looked at this when I first started doing this, but I ran out of time when I was writing the code. So I'm like, let's just write this and see what happens, and then didn't bother actually paying attention to it. Types of generators, seeding RNGs. Okay, simple number, a string or any hash table. Oh, I don't think that's what we want. Random values. Yeah, let's just search for it. Alpha. Oh, the uniform distribution now additionally supports the char type. So for example, RNG gen range A to F is now supported. Alphanumeric distribution now samples bytes into chars. Well, okay. Let's go with that. How do I use this? This is, I want chars. So it's a string. Well, this seems like it's exactly what I want. The dist string trait provides an easier method of generating a random string and offers more efficient allocation. Oh, okay. Alphanumeric sample string. Oh, well, that is literally what I want right here. So, random data. Create random string. Okay, I don't even need this, I don't think, anymore. We just make you be a random string now. Equals that. I don't even need to do all that stuff. Alphanumeric, I need to pull you in. Sample string. Rand RNG thread. So I think this is going to be RNG. And then this is going to be the length, I think. And then I return that. Oh, and what are you upset about? No method. Okay, import that trait. You need to be a usize. Oh, and if I do that, maybe I don't need. Oh, path. Okay, so QPL. Maybe I don't need the URL create anymore. So I don't need to parse this. It just becomes that thing again. Yeah, so HTTP localhost port 3000 PRBH. Okay, so perfect. ID equals this number. Perfect. Okay, so that's good. And then, but we're still getting a 404 when we should be getting a 200. Okay, so you're using this from string. Let's take a look at that. Creates new parent tree using a given seed, and then you can seed using something. Okay. I do like this. This seems pretty nice for creating anything alphanumeric, which I think is safe for what I'm working with. So I'm happy with that. All right. Now the next question would be, why is this still getting us a 404 error? So this is the URL we're going to. I want to go to whatever that thing is. So that's going to be oh, if you want the same result every time, you're right. Yeah, seeding is for that. I don't want I want it to be random every single time. So I don't want to seed it. Uh as a way to like that way if a I want it to make it so like okay, if you run this like 10 times, it should work every single time for you. You can't like hard code it to work with certain variables. So go to a router. I have router route. So for this ID here, go to this post, and that's not working. Oh yeah, I've heard that there's some good fuzzing frameworks that we can use. It feels like a bit much for like something like this though, where I just want like a tiny like one basic like parameter type thing. And I also don't want I'm not trying to fuzz as in like use dangerous things. That's that would be good for real testing, like a like an actual like testing the real like a real server. Okay, so I wanted property ID this, and then if I go to the mirror here, we have path ID, we have query, Path ID should be a string coming in. So I should be getting that, but it's not matching for me. And you're going there like that. Do I need not to have a forward slash? Nope, it must have a forward slash. Okay. And then if we go to our main library, we can see, okay, so I'm creating a router, I'm passing in that config if we need it. We get the address, we're binding it, we're making service, and then we're running on the port. Does it have to be lowercase? URLs can have uppercase letters. I mean, I guess just in case we can do random path variable to lowercase. Does Axum have debug logging for its routing logic? That would be nice. I think I could do it with the tracing. I think I can do it with tracing. Let's see. So Axum unfortunately doesn't have any good trace layer, maybe any good like documentation on this. Like you have to go just sort of read through the crate documentation for it. So like for example, it doesn't really say like what does trace layer really do? Is it going to let me see all these things? I would love it to work. Layer that adds high-level tracing to a service. Okay, so I mean that's all creating them. Where's my thing where I'm using it? Not in there. It's not really helpful. Can I just use this? I mean, so here we have middleware. It's recommended to use Tower Service Builder to apply multiple middleware at once instead of calling layer or route layer repeatedly. Oh, so I can just, okay, do them all together. Commonly used middleware. So probably this trace layer is what we want then. And to get trace layer, we need Tower HTTP. which is on feature trace. Okay, so tower HTTP. -f trace. Okay, that adds tracing in. I want to head into our router here. Restart you. I can do, okay, tower HTTP trace layer. And then, okay, new for HTTP. So that might be pretty simple. So we have our router layer, and then the layer would be the trace. What did I install? It's tower HTTP. Tower HTTP trace layer. Creates a new trace layer using that which regular responses based on status code. So how about on request? New on request. Oh, I don't see a new on request. On request. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's try new on HTTP. Let's just see how that works. So you're happy. Let's see what happens. Failed. I got a 404, so it ran into the server, but I didn't get this traced out. So that did not do what I expected to do. They didn't change the order of these, right? It's like bottom still is what you expect it to be. Should I put it in there just to sort of see? No, of course. You also need to initialize a tracing subscriber instead of logging level. Okay, well, I mean, read the rest of the doc. Who does that? Fine, okay. So we have tracing subscriber. I thought I did that, but maybe I did that in a different app. I have like several of these that I've now written. So like, it's like, ooh, which ones have I done? Which ones have I not done? Okay, so we have tracing subscriber format in it. Okay, layer, trace layer new for HTTP. A mere 2 hours of debugging can save you a whole 5 minutes reading documentation. Exactly, you get it. Who wants to read documentation? New for HTTP, service function we handle. If you run this application with Rust log tower HTTP trace cargo. What? Oh, that's interesting. So let's try that. Did not do anything for me. And then you said there's log levels too. Customization. Trace comes with good defaults, but also supports custom output. Oh, you know what? I probably need to put this back down at the bottom. Okay, one change at a time. That's the Rust log thing. Well, okay, so Rust log tower HTTP equals trace cargo. It's like very, very odd the way that's set up. So on request, default on request, new level info. I could do this. So trace layer new for HTTP. We'll do an on request. So on request, default on request. So we'll have to do a default on request. New level info. So new tracing level or tracing log level. Wait, which one are you using? Tracing level. Okay, so tracing level. Sure, let's do. Oh, trace. Is that what I'm using? Rust log tower HTTP equals trace. I can't see that. Okay, so it sets the environment variable rust log to equal tower HTTP equals trace, which means that tracing. Okay, it's like my brain is breaking from the double equals because I was thinking almost like the left is going to equal the right, which is going to equal the right, but really no, it's going to be equal to the string that, which then is going to be read in and parsed through at runtime, or maybe even compile time, which is strange. Let's try this. That did not work. Let's try actually. So let's export and let's do this. Now I can just do cargo run. But that still doesn't work. Now it's not matching, which I wonder. I'm a little bit concerned. Like, will it run if it doesn't match? Oh, maybe just rust log equals trace. Yeah, let's try it. Ooh, wait. No, stop doing it. Cargo run. Nope, didn't work that one either. Unless for some reason it's not reading the environment variable, unless I put it in here, I can echo. What was this? Cargo. What did I set? Okay, so it's Rust log. So Rust log trace. Wait a second. That's a good point. Why is it getting 404 with no server? So hold on. So I don't have a server running here. If I run cargo test, I have a sinking suspicion that this right there is my culprit. Okay, cannot find it. There we go. There we go. It was hitting the other server. It was hitting the other server. And now I'm getting a 400 and not a 404. So that's good. And let's see what we got here. So we got so much good stuff. Uh, okay, so read that. Received. Incoming body is content length. So request, method post, URI, USCR, ID equals that. Okay, perfect. So trace debug. So I probably could just do debug. Okay, so it figured out where I'm going. And then you didn't crash or anything. So I can switch my, let's do this as debug only. So cargo run. Yeah, that shows me debug. So to me, then I want to switch you and probably, yeah, logging with tracing is one of the things that I have on here. So okay, so 400, 200. So something's going on inside of my route handler. It's a 400, so it's claiming that that's a user error. So like what I'm passing in is probably not what it's supposed to be. Which does mean that I could probably figure, yes, probably somewhere in there. So, anyways, thank you, Super Cuber, for letting me just like that question of like, why am I getting a 404 with no server? I didn't notice that at first. That how did this server even run? It was running, right? I must have been running it and it was crashing without the, I don't know, that's weird. They should not be running on the same port and just be fine with that. That's confusing to me. It must have been crashing due to the port, but it wasn't telling me. It's not great. Anyways, I am out of time, so I can't actually do anything with this. We made a little bit of changes. So let's here. Let's go ahead and make this change here. So we're setting up tracing and debugging and okay, setting up tracing, I guess, is what we got so far. Okay. So then I believe that unless we have some like things that we want to change with uh like the LMS itself, we'll probably be moving on to either writing like during the streams next week, we'll be writing assessments or we'll be working on like articles to write or just sort of going back and forth and doing all of the above. And then I'm also going to be working on these on the weekends too. So you'll see some like jumps here and there, especially between Friday and Monday. So with that, thank you everybody for hanging out with me today. Thank you again, Supercuber, for helping debug that. The tracing is really nice. I'm glad we got that set up. And then I'll make sure to add these to all of the assessments too, because I think that will be important. And then, yeah, that's what we'll do. If any of you, we're still a little bit too early for right now, but if any of you are interested in sort of like this, I'm gonna do an alpha, like a pre-release, like actually like sale type thing, but maybe like a pre-alpha type thing. You can like try out some of these assessments yourself, see how they go, and I would be more than happy to help out with anything. So probably not great if you like actually need to learn it yourself, but if you know a little bit of it, then I would be appreciative of it, and hopefully it can help you out in some way too. So with that, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.